It's all about leisure with purpose today, living life with a big spoon. Everybody always asks about opportunities whereby you can create an impact. I'm going to show you one of them today. It's all about the HOG Foundation. Come with me.
The example that Harold, my friend, left with us of commitment that you can find something to do and that you can touch lives is one that we should live with as we go along. The challenge for you and for me and for all of us seated here today is what is that we are going to do to touch others. Because it's good for us, for community. It's our way of contributing and celebrating the life that our brother and I lived.
I run a company called Bucket List Adventures, and I'm part also of the team of another company called Black Hammock. Now these two companies is, for the past 8 years, I've been engaged in outdoor activities from the time I was in school. Going to mountains helps me recharge and reconnect. The funny thing is that running this business, 80% of the people who are doing these things are women. So please, when you do this, make sure you bring in everybody on board. Don't just go on trips and leave your wife at home and your kids and say the work of the wife is to take care of the child. Everybody needs to go out. The point of maximum danger is the point of minimum what? Fear.
I was born into a family that loves sport. I have 5 brothers. If you went in my family, sport was what we did, because we were. I was very fortunate enough to get a scholarship to do my undergrad in the US. A really cool thing that happened is when I came home at the end of my 3rd year, I got some grant money to run a program in Kitale. In this program, I was working with high school girls. We would play rugby 2 days a week. The other 2 days, we would talk about, life issues, reproductive health education. Some days we talk about FGM. If you've been through it, what does that mean for your future? What I realized was that for a lot of people, we think that if I can think it first and I can believe it, then I can achieve it. But what happens many times when you're an athlete is you're put in a situation, whether you believe it or not, you just have to execute. Your coach doesn't care. When you're on that field, you have to execute. And in the future, I want to have a role in providing access to sporting opportunities for women and for youth from economically disadvantaged backgrounds. But for me, what began as a journey of making a few tackles in my freshman year of high school turned into a path of leisure, playing semi-professionally on the national team. But at the end of the day, coming to a stance of if people that look like me can't access this, can't enjoy this, and don't feel safe in spaces like this, then it's not fair. And it's my job as someone who's had those privileges to take a step and have a role in making those spaces more accessible and more accommodating for them.
Evelyn Momani is a senior manager at Safaricom and a positive social change agent. She uses her voice to inspire this generation to live a life that leaves a mark, a footprint in this world. So she's passionate about humanity and wants this generation to be the change we so much long for. Evelyn, welcome.
Hi everybody. I hope you're all doing great. I was trying to figure out what I'm going to speak about when the whole conversation about eating life with a big spoon. And I personally think for a very long time, I used to just simply exist. But right now, I personally think that I'm living. And not only am I living, but I'm living with a purpose, and which is around compassion and empathy, especially with children. The first thing in the morning is that I usually read what's going on, not only in Kenya, but also in the world. And what do you read about every day? You read about corruption, you read about tribalism, you read about war, you read about hunger, moral degradation, religious fanatics, like it's problems, problems, problems. And you're like, oh my God. And it was a very sincere thought. And I was like, no, it would be very selfish of me to bring a child into this world, and I don't even know where this world is heading. So it was just about existing. But is that the kind of life that you guys want to live? You're in this world to just exist? I'm around the digital innovation space. I read about the Mark Zuckerbergs of this world, the Bill Gates of this world. And guess what? These people are billionaires. And we're talking about 90 billion net worth. You sit around and then you ask yourself, if I have this amount of money, what can I do? And you read about what they do. Mark Zuckerberg has 2 daughters. He's investing all his money to try and see how he can be able to create a safe environment for this generation and the next generation to come. How can we be able to eliminate poverty? How can we be able to eliminate disease? How will we be able to eliminate all the issues that we have right now? And it made me think, so what's so different about us? A generation of people who live in bubbles, a generation of complainers, a generation of people who just exist. And I said, no, there has to be more in this life. And when I finally found a place that I had a platform and I had a voice, I took it a step further. It's all about purpose, and it's about using your own individual capacity to be able to drive change, to be able to create a generation that you want. I talk about mentorship. I talk about career. Life is tough. We go through our own personal life experiences that help us teach other people about their own lives. I started talking about motherhood. I'm a first-time mom. My daughter is just, what, 5 months old now? Does that make me less of a professional? No. I've raised her for 5 months, so there's some stuff I know about motherhood. And I shared, yeah? I share, and I tell people, and if there's something that young people can be able to get from me today is that you need to own your own aura, your own space. Pay it forward, give it back, be confident, and just live your life. But live with purpose. What else are you doing? It's not about you being born, going to school, working, getting married, having children, and then you wait for your death. You do not have to be rich, you do not have to be known, but because of the little things that we do every day in our own individual capacity, it will determine the kind of environment that our children and the future generation will be able to live. So for me today, stop existing and start living. And not only live, but live with purpose. Thank you.
I had a dream to tour Africa with my motorcycle. That was the dream I've ever had. When I was a child, I used to think it's possible to ride a motorcycle into a pyramid. Yeah? Because I really wanted to go to Cairo and ride my bike into a pyramid and take a selfie and then come back. Alright, that was really, really my dream. So anyway, I met her in our second year, and on the day I actually sat her down and told her I want to begin the relationship, she told me under one condition. And this is what she said. She said, me, you, and this bike cannot exist in the same relationship. Okay? So that's basically what she told me. And that was the end of my biking as far as I'm concerned. Let me just tell the gentleman here, I made a wise choice. I put the motorcycle aside and I decided to pursue this relationship. So then I continued the relationship. It took 7 years. After that, we got married, and it's in our 5th wedding anniversary. We were having dinner with my wife, and guess what she does? She says, Nick, I have a gift for you. And I asked her, what gift? She said, I'm going to buy you the motorcycle of your dreams. After 12 years of not riding. 12 years of not putting it on road. But anyway, in the year 2012, I got the opportunity finally to start this dream. So Kenya was about to turn 50 in the year 2013. And I thought, what's a better thing to do? Why don't I ride my motorcycle around Africa and raise money for what is my passion and my purpose in life? My purpose in life is to give hope and opportunity to young people through education. So I got a few bikers together and I told them, why don't we become the first group of Kenyan bikers to ride across Africa on motorcycles and be able to educate students through school. So they got themselves together and we said, we're going to celebrate 50 years of Kenya's independence by riding for 50 days from Nairobi to Cape Town and back, and be the first African group of bikers to cover the 16 African countries below the equator and go to Cape Town and come back and educate 50 students through high school and university for the next 8 years. What happened is the president heard about it, invited us in the year 2013 to go to State House so that he could officially flag us as part of the Jubilee celebrations. And finally, our dream to be able to educate students is happening. We have 50 students that are going through high school and university, fully sponsored because of our passion to be able to ride.
Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Footprints with Mo. Today has been quite a special day. I hope you guys can hear me. The event is just over, so there's a little bit of music going around. Today we came to discuss, I think you guys saw me sharing some material around about leisure with purpose, eating life with a big spoon, and it has been a fantastic day of sharing experiences on how we can be able to live a life full of purpose. It's all about the HOG Foundation, named after Harun Ombaye, the Tui, who unfortunately passed away through a tragic motorcycle accident. But we're keeping his spirit alive. He was a vibrant person, he was a passionate human being. And this is Stan, his family, by the way, his Stan Getui. I just want Stan to very quickly mention what the HOG Foundation is all about and why you guys decided to start it.
Cool. As Mo mentioned, the foundation was started for my late brother, Harun Ombaye Getui, who was a young man passed at the age of 31, had a massive impact in our lives and in the lives of many people, evidenced in the type of people we are able to draw to speak.
Yeah.
So the foundation is just a platform for people to speak. We like to think of this as a way to have conversations. We have many themes: entrepreneurship, innovation, youth leadership, and leisure and responsible fun, which is the theme for this year.
Yeah.
And who better to speak about leisure and responsible fun than Mo? So thanks again for coming.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find us on social media. We're on Instagram, on Facebook. We also have a website. We have an annual lecture this time every year. We also have a van of fun at the end of the year, which is for kids to come together and have fun around Christmas. But in everything we do, we just want to ensure that my brother's name lives on, and we keep ourselves honest about the things that he loved and the things he was passionate about. So yeah, keep in touch as well, and we'll be doing a bit more further on.
Yeah, that's awesome. And okay, apart from the different activities that the whole foundation is with,
Yep.
now if somebody's watching and they're like, okay, I want to be, I want to be part of what the whole foundation is,
Yep.
which are the different ways that they can be able to participate?
Cool. So you can reach us on email or social media. You can be involved in either speaking.
Okay.
So we're open to have speakers for next year. So next year's theme is road safety.
Yeah.
So anyone out there who has an interest in road safety can reach out to us and we can have you as a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
We do have the van of fun end of the year, which is working with kids. We've been doing this in Nairobi. Chances are we'll be going out of Nairobi for this year's event.
Yeah.
So we can take volunteers, anyone who's involved in fun with the kids.
Yeah.
So whether it's public speaking, we've had guys who've done DJ,
Yeah.
we've had guys who've done cookery, music as well. So just a way to influence young people and help them make responsible decisions. So volunteers, speakers, we also take donations, but we are trying to focus more on building our platform and ensuring that that money comes organically as opposed to going out and reaching out to people.
What I found amazing and powerful about today is that this all came out from a tragedy.
Yeah.
But so much beauty and so much impact has come out of everything that you guys are doing.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you so much for having me.
Yep.
I'll be sharing more material and I'll put down the links on what the HOG Foundation is all about. And you guys can be able to read more about what they're doing. It's fantastic things, especially for young people. People always ask me about how they can be able to engage themselves in other things, and this is one of them. So guys, check it out, and thanks so much, Stan.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
All right.